Hi, hello, and welcome back to my channel. This is Danielle Reads Books. I am Danielle, and we are going to be doing another episode of Friday Reads. So for Friday Reads, we usually talk about the books we've finished, the books we are currently reading, and the books we've picked up. Today is May 9th, and I still have not done a May, TBR kind of thing. I want to show you kind of what I have picked out to read during this month, because for someone who's in a reading slump, I certainly have quite the stack of books to get through in May. But let's go ahead and let's get started. I don't know where I left off on what I finished, but honestly, I don't think I finished anything. I did finish a book called, it was on my Kobo. It was through Kobo Plus. I think it was Exploring Black and White Photography, a masterclass by, can't recall the name of the gentleman. However, I do not recommend reading it on Kobo Plus or on Kobo. If you're reading it on an iPad, maybe it would be fine. But I think this is one that you have to have a physical copy for because it has photographs in it, and it was really hard to see them on an e-ink e-reader. So that's, I think, the only book that I finished. I was gone for 2 weeks. We went to the beach. We went to Miami to visit my family. And then when we were about to come back, I got a call that said my great aunt had passed away. It was one of the reasons that we were going to Miami was to see her one last time. She passed away while we were there. So we extended our stay for another week, which is why my mind is all over the place because I was not expecting to be there for 2 whole weeks. It was a good trip. I'm glad that I got to stay. I'm glad that I got to be there for the funeral and be there for my family. But I am so happy to be home, and hopefully I can start getting back into the swing of things. So with that being said, let's go ahead and see what I am currently reading, because I am currently reading some interesting things. So first of all, I started reading Lapvona by Otessa Moshfegh. This is a very, very weird book. I think it takes place during biblical times. So it is historical fiction, and it follows this young shepherd boy, and I don't even know for sure what it's about. Hold on, let's look at the summary. A motherless shepherd boy finds himself part of a power struggle that puts the community's faith to a savage test. Yeah, the abused and delusional son of the village shepherd believes his mother died giving birth to him, and one of his consolations is enduring bond with the blind village midwife. Yeah, it's weird. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not entirely certain what's going on. I'm only 18% into the book, and it is very, very weird. Not bad weird, just weird. And I do think it's gonna be one of those books where I'm going to, kind of like Our Wives Under the Sea, I'm reading it at night, and it's not a good idea. I should be reading this during the daytime when my mind is fresh. So I might be picking that up once I finish some of my other physical reads and my buddy reads that I have planned, of which there are many. Another book that I am reading, I picked up in Miami, is Becoming Earth, A Journey Through the Hidden Wonders That Bring Our Planet to Life by Ferris Jabbour. There's the author's name. I don't know how to say it. But essentially this is about our living planet, and it reveals the hidden workings of the many other creatures who create the world as we know it. So it is kind of similar to Braiding Sweetgrass with the whole reciprocity thing. That is definitely evident in this book because he talks about Gaia, which is this theory that the earth is a living being, and we are part of that living being. We affect the earth affects us, we help it grow, the earth lets us grow in certain ways. So very interesting concept. It also talks about microorganisms and how they shape the planet, animals, plants, all sorts of things. Very, very interesting. I am reading it slowly. I'm not a nonfiction girly, but I found this to be very fascinating, and I do want to try to read 1 nonfiction a month, or 4 a year. Let's say 4 a year. That's much more easy goal. I think I'm just going to read this in little bits and pieces throughout the month. I think I'll be done with it though by the end of the month because it is fascinating. I am annotating it. It is so good. Yeah, Becoming Earth. Very good. I am also currently reading The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison. I think this is Toni Morrison's first novel. Yep. And it is my first novel by her. I am enjoying it is an interesting choice of words because I'm not really enjoying it. It is a harsh subject matter. I do think it's important. I am finding the story engaging, and I am annotating the heck out of it. The themes are about racism, assimilation, self-hatred, our obsession with beauty and conformity. Really, really powerful messages in here. But I hate to say that I'm loving it because I am, but I'm not. Like, this is a very heavy read for me. So I'm reading it. This is a buddy read that I'm doing with some friends, and I am enjoying it. Another book that I am currently listening to is Cultish by Amanda Montell. I started that one on my drive to Miami, and then I kept listening to it on my way back up. It is very interesting. It is about the language of cults and how that affects our psychology and why they have such an effect on us, why people get into cults and stay in them and get out of them. It is very intriguing. It is pretty short. I think I have about an hour and a half left. This is another one that I will finish by the end of the month for sure. Audiobooks are hard for me. It takes me a long time to get through them, mostly because I only listen to them in the car. I have found that I can do an audiobook if it's in the car, but then it also has to be an audiobook that is appropriate for my son to be listening to, and also that I can take breaks in between because I'm not in my car 24/7. I can't listen to it all the time. I cannot listen to an audiobook in my house. I end up getting so distracted and I cannot focus on it. So I am listening to Cultish. That is going very well. I have about an hour and a half left, and those are the books that I am currently reading. Now, for books that I picked up recently, I'm going to go through 3 of them because one of them I actually am going to talk about when I go through my May TBR. So I picked up 3 books while I was in Miami. I picked up On Earth, We Are Briefly Gorgeous by Ocean Vuong. This is supposed to be a letter from a son to his single mother. It is a brutally honest exploration of race, class, masculinity, and our current American moment, immersed as we are in addiction, violence, and trauma, but undergirded by compassion and tenderness. The question of how to survive and how to make of it a kind of joy powers the most important debut novel of many years. This is such a beautiful cover. I've heard wonderful, wonderful things about this book. I actually picked it up for a friend for a book exchange, and I got major FOMO, and I decided I have to have this book too. So I went ahead and I picked it up. So it was like a buy one, get one, and I got another book to even it out. Oh, I think I got this one. So yeah, that was that. And then I went to a library and they were having a sale and I picked up One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I love this cover. I'm just in love with the colors on it. And I am trying to read more classics. So, and this is like a modern classic. So I am really excited to read this. It looks like someone wrote in it. That's okay, because I'm going to write in it too, my friend. If I'm not mistaken, this is about insanity, or an insane person. It takes place in a mental ward. And I have a feeling it's going to be a hard book to read because I think it's going to be confusing. Yeah, but I'm really excited about it. So there's that. And then I also picked up The Rise and the Fall of the Dinosaurs by Steve Brusatte, A New History of Their Lost World. My son is 3. He is about to go through his dinosaur phase. I know it. I can feel it coming. So I figured it's a good idea to start figuring that out now. And the same way that I am reading Becoming Earth and just taking my time with it, I plan on doing the same thing with The Rise and the Fall of the Dinosaurs. That might be the next nonfiction I pick up. I don't know. I have to make a list of all my nonfiction books and figure out which ones I want to read this year, because I do have a good bit of them, and I'm really excited about that because I want to read more nonfiction. I'm not very good at it, and I want to get better. So those are the books that I picked up, the 3 other books that I picked up. Oh, I did also pick up a little guided journal. This is called Enjoying Where I'm At, Learning to Love the Present and Live in the Moment. And it just has these prompts at the top and then you answer them at the bottom. So like this one says, do you keep waiting for something to happen, looking so far ahead into the future that your present gets away from you? How can you make your future dreams part of your present so you can enjoy life more? And it's just to help me be more present because I have a hard time. I am a planner and I have a hard time living in the now. So we're going to try to be a little bit better about that. All right, now what I'm really excited about. My May TBR is extensive. For somebody who is in a book slump, I sure signed up for quite a few buddy reads, my friends. So let's go through my book clubs and buddy reads. They're all book club and buddy reads. Oh my God, I don't have anything besides like so Becoming Earth and Labvona are the only 2 books that I have that are not buddy reads. Everything else that I have planned for this month is a buddy read or a book club read. So first up, we have Red Rising by Pierce Brown. Oh. So I am planning on picking this up, but caveat, I've already read this. So this is kind of low on the priority list just because I have so many other books that I have to get through. But I mean, honestly, I'm thinking about dropping everything and picking up Red Rising because it is so good and so much fun. And I really want to read it. Red Rising by Pierce Brown. We're reading the entire series. We're trying to be ready for the last book that's coming out in August? I don't know, sometime in the fall. Next up, we have All's Well That Ends Well. This is another one that I picked up in Miami. This is the Folger Shakespeare Library Edition, and I picked this up because I have a book club that a friend started, and she wants to read all of the Shakespeare plays. So we are starting with All's Well That Ends Well. I'm pretty sure I've read this one, but I'm happy to read it again, and I'm happy to annotate it and really analyze it this time. It'll be a lot of fun, like being in school, and I miss being in school, if we're being honest. Next up, in the Smut Club, we are reading something that is not really smut, but it is romance, and that is Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. I am so excited about this one. I love Emily Henry, and I think this is like exactly what my summer needs to start itself. I thought I was going to read them in order, but Smut Club picked this one to read, so I guess I'm reading this one, and then I'll be reading her backlog after that. Very excited about that one. I don't even know what it's about, and I don't care. I just want to read it. Then we have a continuation of the series that I'm reading, The Wheel of Time. I'm reading this in a book club with a few friends, and we are reading the second book. Our meeting is June 8th, so I really do need to get to this month. It is 667 pages, and it is fantasy. The first book, I went through a lot faster than I thought I was going to. So I'm hoping for a similar reaction to this one. And I have heard that this is like one of the best ones in the series. So here's hoping. And then I've got The Parable of the Sower by Octavia E. Butler. Reading this with Books Are Sick Book Club. This is a dystopian classic. I don't know how it's a classic because it was written in, let's see, when were you written? 1993. I'm sure it was written before 1993. It was published, there we go. It was published in 1993, and it is actually about 2025, and I've heard it is eerily accurate. So very excited to read this one and talk about it with a book club. I think they actually have a meeting, like a halfway point checkpoint coming up, and I have not even started it yet, so I really do need to get started on that one. And then finally, what I'm really excited about, my book Badass Mama's book club is reading Her Body and Other Parts by Carmen Maria Machado. I've been wanting to pick this up. I've read like 2 or 3 of the stories in it before, and I want to read the rest of them. So it's a short story collection, so there's not really what it's about, but it is about, let's see, 8 startling stories that map the realities of women's lives and the violence visited upon their bodies. Earthy and otherworldly, antic and sexy, queer and caustic, comic and deadly serious, Her Body and Other Parties enlarges the possibilities of contemporary fiction. it's so good. So the ones that I read have stuck with me, and I read them years ago. So really excited to read this with them and talk about it. We also decided that because of the fact that the topics are a little intense, we don't want to talk about them in front of our kids. So we're meeting without children. Makes it even more exciting. I cannot wait to read it, honestly. Yeah, and that is a wrap on Friday Reads. I am so sorry that I was gone for 2 weeks. Life happens. Thank you so much for sticking with me. If you got to the end of this, please go ahead and leave an eye for the bluest eye, an eye emoji for the bluest eye, which is my current read. And let me know in the comments what you're currently reading, what you're working on right now. I'd love to know a book that you're excited about reading, whatever it may be. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.